International Women's Day is a day for celebrating and honoring the accomplishments of women worldwide. We at the International Women's Meditation Center have for 18 years now been celebrating International Women's Day with Outstanding Women in Buddhism Awards. The following women were honored at the United Nations Conference Center in Bangkok, Thailand. They are as follows. Bhikkhuni Sangwan from Korea. Bhikkhuni Sangwan, also known as Sunam Sangwan, studied as a seminary for 7 years under Korean Tipitaka master Bhikkhu Chi Kwan. In 1966, she received higher ordination as a bhikkhuni and graduated from Dongguk University's Department of Buddhist Studies. Bhikkhuni Sangwan founded her own temple, Bo Myung Sa Temple in Seon, Hwak Won, Korea, and serves as chief abbess. In 1982, she traveled to Sri Lanka to study Pali and Sanskrit for 3 years at the Paramathamma Chittaya Buddhist Institute. In 1987, she founded the Korean Sri Lanka Cultural Exchange Society. In Korea, Bhikkhuni Sangwan was appointed as a member of the Guidance Committee of Songdong Correctional Institute, Buddhist chaplain of the Bang Bi Police Station and the South Seoul Police Station, and director of the Judicial Foundation for Sonhwak Won, Korea. Her work for world peace brought her to establish an international sisterhood with the International Temple for World Peace in Japan, under the guidance of Ru Jen-yen. She also attended the International Bhikkhuni Peace Conference in Hiroshima, Japan in 1997. She has lectured in Australia and at the University of Western Sydney on Buddhism in Korea and the social welfare movement. The country of Sri Lanka honored her with the Buddha Sasana Vishwa Krati Award, and an ambassador from Myanmar appointed her as an honorary goodwill ambassador. In 1996, Venerable Bhikkhuni Sangwan administered over the ceremony for women seeking higher ordination as bhikkhunis. The ceremony was held in Saranath, India, the place where the Buddha first offered a sermon. The ceremony thus helped to re-establish the Theravada Bhikkhuni Sangha of South Asia. Bhikkhuni Dr. Gotami, Dr. Prem Suksawat, USA. Bhikkhuni Dr. Gotami, Dr. Prem Suksawat, is well known as a Dhamma practitioner who has integrated Buddhist teachings with Western psychological teachings to help rid suffering from daily life. She established Dhamma Chettiya Buddhist Vihara in 1997 with encouragement from her former Upachaya Bhikkhu Dhammatero Mahatero, Cambodian supreme monastic of the community of Khmer Buddhist monks. Her late Sri Lankan Upachaya, Bhikkhu Dr. Hawan Pola Ratanasara, President of the Sangha Council of Southern California, and her 3 Sri Lankan Acharyas, Bhikkhu Dr. Walpola Piyananda, President of the Sri Lankan Buddhist Sangha Council of the United States and Canada, Bhikkhu Pundit Kuru Negoda Piyatasa Nakaya Mahatero, and Bhikkhu Hubun Kodanya Mahatero, to propagate Buddhism in Boston, Massachusetts, USA. Her temple has since only been affiliated with the Sri Lankan Buddhist Sangha. Dhamma Chettiya Buddhist Vihara has provided free of charge Buddhist studies and meditation, particularly Satipatthana Kammatthana or Vipassana Bhavana, to people both in the United States and around the world with various ethnic backgrounds and religious faiths who are interested in Buddhism. Her temple is strictly dedicated to the study and practice of Buddhism and refrains from involvement in any community and/or governmental politics. It does not hold social activities other than chanting, meditation, and Dhamma talks. The goal of Dhamma Chettiya Buddhist Vihara is to propagate the teachings of the Gautama Buddha in the Western world, so that all those seeking the truth of the Buddha, Dhamma, can successfully integrate the Dhamma into their lives. Dhamma Chettiya Buddhist Vihara depends solely on the kind donations of devoted Buddhist supporters. Its mission is to propagate Buddhism, which can last only as long as devoted Buddhists wish to spread the seeds of Dhamma. Bhikkhuni Dhammadina, Sri Lanka. Bhikkhuni Dhammadina is a meditation teacher from Samatha Vipassana Meditation Center in Palekele, Kundasale, Sri Lanka. She became a nun and has since led a very peaceful and happy life. Born to Buddhist parents and attending Buddhist schools, she practiced sila, or virtue, since her young days. At the age of 28, she got married and had 3 sons. Then she began to think of the Buddhist teachings. Who am I? Why was I born? What is the cause of suffering? How do I end suffering? It was her good fortune to meet the late Venerable Amata Gawesi when she was 50 years old. Under his guidance, she started to practice the Noble Eightfold Path of virtue, concentration, and wisdom by training her mind through tranquility and insight. She learned how one can eradicate the 10 fetters that bind one to the wheel of existence: personality belief, skeptical doubt, clinging to mere rules and rituals, sensuous craving, ill will, craving for fine material existence, craving for immaterial existence, conceit, restlessness, and ignorance. One who is free from the first 3 fetters becomes a sotapanna, or stream winner. One who has entered the stream to nibbana. One who overcomes the 4th and 5th fetters in their gross form is called a sakadagami, or once returner. One who is fully free of all of the first 5 fetters is called an anagami, or non-returner. One who is free of all 10 fetters is called an arhan, a perfectly holy one who has ended the cause of suffering and will not be reborn. At the meditation center, she trains 30 to 35 persons at a time, male and female, who agree to spend 2 weeks as residential trainees. A group of nuns assists them when the need arises, explaining the 4 foundations of mindfulness individually to them. For the benefit of foreign students, last year she published a small booklet, The Path to Nibbana, briefly explaining the Buddha's Dhamma and the principles of meditation she teaches at the Samatha Vipassana Meditation Center. Bhikshuni Hong Zien, Taiwan. Bhikshuni Hong Zien does social work. She was the first bhikshuni in Taiwan to earn a degree in early childhood education. She has taught young children and offered counseling at Changguang Orphanage. She is also certified in sign language for communicating with hearing impaired persons. Bhikshuni Hong Zien teaches Dhamma in the prisons and was acknowledged and honored with an Outstanding Counselor Award by the Legal Affairs Department for her work in the prisons. Bhikshuni Hong Zien is concerned about the well-being of women and children in society, so she became the abbess of Jingxi Temple in Taipei. She has worked in the area of precept training and higher ordination for women. Bhikshuni Hong Zien established an international lineage with Korea for exchange visits between nuns from her temple and those in Korea. Bhikshuni Hong Zien has a heart of gold and has contributed to social work development in Taiwan. Bhikkhuni Suchinta, Germany. Suchinta Bhikkhuni was born in Germany and raised in a Catholic family. She earned university degrees in psychology and education and conducted historical research on children during the German Nazi regime. She encountered Buddhism in Germany during her training as a psychotherapist and with a psychiatrist who was a Buddhist. She traveled to Sri Lanka and meditated on Parapuduwa Nuns Island, a center founded by Ayakema. Then in 1991, she went forth and took Anagarika, or 8 precepts, at Amaravati Buddhist Monastery in England. She traveled onwards to the USA to study as a seminary at the Bhawana Society in West Virginia with Sri Lankan bhikkhu Henapola Gunaratana Nayaka Thera. She translated his book, Mindfulness in Plain English, into German. In 1998, Suchinta Bhikshuni received higher ordination at the International Higher Ordination Ceremony held in Bodh Gaya, India. She was the only Western novice and thus became one of the first modern bhikkhunis of the Theravada tradition. She spent several years meditating in Myanmar at Yekta Mahasi Center, Pa-ok and Swe U Min Thoya Tekta. She studied at the International Theravada Missionary University in Yangon and at the Sitago International Buddhist Academy in Sagang Hills. At these institutions, she also met Taiwanese and Korean bhikshunis. Then she sojourned to Sri Lanka and studied at the Sakadita Training Center, and it was there in 2004 that she received an invitation to the USA to establish a temple in South Carolina with American Bhikkhuni Sudama, serving the Sri Lankan community in the USA, as well as Christians and other persons of other backgrounds. Her dream is to one day establish a temple for bhikkhunis in Germany. She is committed to internationally supporting women's higher education. Bhikkhuni Raha Tungada Sattha Sumana of Sri Lanka. Bhikkhuni Raha Tungada Sattha Sumana's lifetime contribution to Buddhism is most praiseworthy. In robes for nearly half a century, she ordained at the age of 14 and lived for 42 years as a Dasasila Mata or 10-precept nun. Then in 1998, she was selected to travel to Bodh Gaya, India for Bhikkhuni ordination, full ordination. Now, she even has the honor of being a preceptor bhikkhuni teacher for international women as she can speak English. In 2003 and 2004, she came to Thailand during the Rains Retreat to assist in development of the Bhikkhuni Sangha for Thailand. In her homeland of Sri Lanka, she is actively building a sacred space within her temple for the renewing of precepts, an area known as an Upasatagara. Sister Tita Metta, Russia. Born on October 4, 1961 in Russia near Moscow, Sister Tita Metta had a mother who was intelligent, caring, and a good woman, who came from Siberia to study economics and supported herself throughout her studies. Her father was very kind and generous and carried sweets in his pockets for children and seeds for birds. The greatest influence in her life was her paternal grandmother, who was a devout Christian, compassionate and wise. She invited Tita Metta as a girl, along with her brother and cousins, to enjoy their summers in the countryside with her. Dr. Tita Metta graduated from the Medical College of Ryazan and worked as a general practitioner in a hospital and a clinic, where she faced the basic suffering of life and death and the limitations of the material world. She sought the purpose of human life and the reason for suffering, and experienced transformation in her life in 1989 when she heard the teachings of the Buddha. She writes, "I still remember that evening and the sense of exquisite happiness and relief that I had found what I was looking for. I found my path." Within 2 months, she left the medical profession to dedicate her life to Dhamma. At that time, a Buddhist temple in St. Petersburg was returned back to the people. During the communist state period, it had been used as a radio station and a science research institute. Dr. Tita Metta cleaned it and helped make the first puja prayer offering there in 60 years. Her Buddhist pursuits led her to meet the Theravada tradition via a German friend, Wiebke Jensen, in 1991. She eventually made her way to England and the Theravada teachings of Bhikkhu Sumeto at Amaravati Buddhist Monastery, where she ordained as an Anagarika 8-precept nun and then as a Siladhara in 1996. Sister Dr. Tita Metta enjoys being a Buddhist nun and living with noble colleagues in England at Chithurst Forest Monastery. Over the years, her mother, father, and beloved brother passed away. Sister Dr. Tita Metta takes refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, and is a forest meditation master. Samaneri Sukheta, Thailand. Samaneri Sukheta trained in marketing at a vocational college for her associate's degree and worked in marketing for 10 years. At the age of 25, she became interested in Dhamma and by the age of 29 ordained as a Mechi. She continued her practice and studies, and in 2004 she ordained as a seminary in Yasothorn, Thailand at the age of 33. After her ordination, she dedicated her time to assisting 5 other women to ordain as seminaries, the most substantial number of women's ordinations in Thailand as seminaries to date at that time. She helped train the newly ordained seminaries in Pali, oration, Vinaya for seminaries and bhikkhunis, as well as the role of women religious leaders in the society at large. She fundraised for the construction of 5 dwellings, kutis, for the seminaries, and a large water reserve tank for their fresh water. She also taught Buddhist ethics and English to village children. Seminary Suketa organized Dhamma practice and ceremonies for various important Buddhist holidays. Despite the obstacles posed by Thai society to women seeking advanced Buddhist studies and ordination, she is single-minded in her determination and deserves the utmost admiration. Currently, she is residing in Sri Lanka and is in the process of training herself in Buddhist theory and practice so that she will be able more to help women in Buddhism in Thailand in the future. Seminary Suketa is a hope for Thai Buddhists in society. Mechi Ratri Jaturong Kawa of Thailand. Before her ordination, Mechi Ratri had a family with 2 daughters and 3 sons and produced local Thai silk. She received first prize in silk production by the Ratri Thai Silk Company. In 1982, she turned her interest towards Dhamma and went to practice alone at Puluang Mountain. 3 years later, she sought ordination as a Mechi. Then, stone by stone, mixing cement, she built her own forest temple and received other Mechis to come and practice. She has protected the forest and reforested 223 rai of land. From the start, Mechi Ratri helped to establish Mahapajapati College for nuns and laywomen in Korat, Thailand. She donated 6 rai of land and built the water supply system for the college and nearby villages. Mechi Ratri supports the Dhamma and educational pursuits of Thai women, and her center is open to Thai and international women practitioners. She attended a meeting in Tenriku, Japan, and seminars at the National Education Council of Thailand in order to pursue her duties as a Mechi. Deep in her heart, she is proud to be born in Thailand and to be a practitioner of Buddhism. Her Excellency, President Chandrika Kumaratunga of Sri Lanka. Her Excellency, President Chandrika Kumaratunga of Sri Lanka studied for her law degree at Aquinas University in Colombo and then pursued her studies at the University of Paris, from which she received her degree in political science and a diploma in group leadership. She studied political journalism at the Le Monde in France, and her PhD studies in developmental economics were curtailed when her mother, the first world's woman prime minister, Shiramavwo Banda Rannaik, requested her to return home to serve her country by launching a national reform and development program. Her Excellency has authored many monographs and papers, including the Janawasa Movement, Future Strategies for Development in Sri Lanka, the Cooperative Movement in Sri Lanka, Land and Agrarian Reforms in Sri Lanka, Food Policies and Strategies in Sri Lanka, State and Social Structures in Sri Lanka, and Political Violence in Sri Lanka. Born the daughter of a prestigious family, she saw her father become prime minister and later be assassinated. Her husband was also assassinated. She has seen many challenges of civil war. Now Her Excellency, President Chandrika Kumaratunga, faces the aftermath of the tsunami tragedy with great loss of life and 800,000 Sri Lankans displaced from their homes. We award Her Excellency today as an outstanding woman in Buddhism and encourage her support for peaceful conflict resolution in Sri Lanka. Shundo Aoyama from Japan. Shundo Aoyama, well known in Japan as a writer and lecturer on Buddhism, is the chief priest in the temple Muryoji and the Aichi Semmon Nisodo, a training temple for female Zoto Zen priests. She has written many books and articles on Buddhism. In her book, Zen Seeds, she writes in plain words about the seeds of enlightenment to be found in everyday life. She writes, "The water of the valley stream is always flowing. Human beings and all things that have life flow. Thought and culture too flow. That all things appear to be unchanging is an illusion. We make every effort to keep things as they are because human beings alone lament transience. Yet no matter how we grieve or protest, there is no way to impede the flow of anything. If we but see things as they are and flow with them, we may find enjoyment in transience." Samaneri Dhammadina of Thailand. In 1996, Samaneri Dhammadina became the first woman from Thailand to travel to Sri Lanka to become a 10-precept nun, a Dasa Silamata. Before devoting her life to religion, Samaneri Dhammadina served as a nurse in Thailand, Taiwan, and Italy. Then she returned to her homeland of Thailand and dedicated her life to promoting the Dhamma at Swanmok with Bhikkhu Puttatat. She enjoys creating fabric art, meditating, and chanting. She has dedicated her life to interfaith peace and dialogue. In 2004, she ordained as a seminary and is now studying for Bhikkhuni ordination. She intends to travel to Sri Lanka again, this time at the age of 73. Samaneri Dhammadina wants us to uplift the status of women and children in the world and to make the fourfold Buddhist Sangha complete: bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, upasikas, and upasakas. Upasika Kunranchuan Intrakamheng of Thailand. A reader, book lover, writer, and critic, Upasika Kunranchuan Intrakamheng has instilled Thailand with the love of reading by helping to establish libraries, schools, and literacy promotion programs, including a radio and television program in 1957 aimed at promoting literacy. For these efforts, she received the Royal Medal of Chatuta Chula Komklau in 1969 and later the Tatya Chula Komklau Medal. Since 1981, she devoted herself to monastic training at Wat Nong Papong in Ubon Ratchathani under Achan Cha Supato, and then at Swanmok in Surat Thani with Bhikkhu Puttatat. She taught Dhamma to Thais and international students and has produced a Dhamma television program on TV 11 from 1987 until the present. Thus, she was awarded for eloquence in Thai language usage by Krom Prachasampan and related organizations on National Thai Language Day 2001. Her Dhamma teachings promote peace, and she emphasizes a life of true peace and happiness, where freedom from suffering is our innate universal right. Bhikkhu Payutto awarded her for her excellence in this pursuit with an award in honor of the promotion of peace and happiness in Thai society. Upasika Kunranchuan Intrakamheng has authored more than 20 Dhamma books and received the Narateep Award as an outstanding senior writer from the Writers Association of Thailand. Now, she lives as a monastic at Wat Nong Pai in Sakon Nakhon. Yogi Dr. Tin Tin, USA. In 1996, Dr. Tin moved to Northern California and in 1998 established the Se Ta Win Tu Dhamma Center of the Shwe Bai Gyum lineage as an extension of the original Se Tawin monastery in Burma. In 2001, a jetty in the Burmese tradition was built on the center property. It is the first such jetty of a Burmese Theravada tradition in Northern California. Se Tawin 2 provides accommodations for students and guests, as well as for Dr. Tin and her family. Currently, there are about 40 students taking classes at the center. An extended community of over 500 students come from all parts of the U.S. and Canada to participate in retreats and seminars. Currently, Dr. Tin and her students are raising funds for an interfaith relief effort for Sri Lankan Tamils in the wake of the Asian tsunami disaster. Dr. Tin Tin is a Burmese-born American Dhamma teacher who is a former physician and the mother of 2 grown children. While in her 30s, Dr. Tin began training intensively with 2 Burmese abbots in Vipassana mindfulness in daily life practice. During this period, she also taught public health at the Institute of Medicine in Yangon. In 1984, Dr. Tin met her Kamik guru, Shwe Bai Gyun Sayadaw in Burma, and was inducted into his lineage as a woman master of adepts, mystics. As a Buddhist monastic traditions are extremely difficult to establish in the West because of their patriarchal and strictly hierarchical nature, Dr. Tin decided to establish the Burmese yogi tradition as an alternative, and was herself initiated as a yogi on September 9, 1999. The yogi tradition is non-patriarchal, without gender bias, and uses Buddhist approaches to community building. Tan Punying Punsuk Panomyong of Thailand. Tan Punying Punsuk Panomyong was born to the Buddhist family of Na Pompet on the 2nd of January in 1912 and was reared in Buddhist ethics. She studied at St. Joseph's Convent School in Bangkok. In 1928, she married Priti Panomyong, and together they had 6 children. Priti Panomyong, the father of democracy of Thailand, was Prime Minister, and Tan Punying Punsuk always supported her husband. During World War II, Thailand was invaded by the Japanese army, and Tan Punying Punsuk became a member of the Free Thailand movement. She served her country by resisting the invading army side by side with Priti to maintain peace. Due to fluctuations in Thai politics, Priti Panomyong was exiled to foreign countries, and Tan Punying Punsuk and her eldest son, Pal, were arrested by those in power. By observing the teachings of the Buddha that Dhamma always protects those who practice Dhamma, Tan Punying Punsuk Panomyong never showed any weakness in facing all of the crises of life. Today, at the age of 93, Tan Punying Punsuk is president of the Priti Panomyong Foundation. For the last 6 decades, she has worked to tell the younger generation the history of Thai politics so that they may continue the goodwill and work of the older generation to preserve independence, freedom, democracy, and prosperity for the country and Thai people. Nurse Vilas Porprapai of Thailand. Vilas Porprapai's love of science and humanity inspired her to become a nurse. She graduated from Borom Raja Chonani Nursing College in Bangkok in 1964 and received her BS in nursing from Prince of Songkla University in 1986. After graduation, she devoted her life to service at Maharat Hospital in Nakhon Si Thammarat to improve the quality of services at the hospital by integrating social services and technical knowledge. With wisdom and compassion, she helped the hospital to meet governmental standards and created an efficient system for nurses to realistically meet the needs of patients. Her organizational development model was then implemented at other hospitals. Nurse Vilas set up medical set up a medical equipment center in order to reduce the likelihood of equipment shortages, and innovated the development of new equipment in order to meet patient needs. In 1993, Nurse Wilas received an academic award from the Ministry of Public Health, and in 1995 received an award from the Princess Bun Chirachon Chumpon Jutatip Foundation for excellence in nursing. She has personally donated her physical services and finances to alleviate the suffering of people in need, and has been a guest speaker at many meetings and seminars whereby she shared her insights and compassionate philosophy of service. For serving society and caring for the sick and needy, we award Nurse Wilas Porprapai. Daw Aung San Suu Kyi of Burma. To the best of my knowledge, no war was ever started by women, but it is women and children who have always suffered the most in situations of conflicts, she notes. Daw Aung San Suu Kyi is a Burmese peace activist and democracy advocate. She lives in the country of Myanmar, which was formerly called Burma. She received a Nobel Peace Prize in 1991 from the Norwegian Nobel Committee for her commitment to freedom and democracy for her people. Daw Aung San Suu Kyi received the American Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2000, America's highest civilian honor. In December 2004, Thailand awarded her with an honorary doctorate from Rangsit University for her commitment to the principles of democracy, human rights, and freedom. Her awards are numerous, yet she is forbidden from leaving her country to receive any of them, and for years has been under house arrest. She writes regarding her analysis of female-male relations as follows: "The dawn rises only when the rooster crows. It crows to welcome the light that has come to relieve the darkness of night. It is not the prerogative of men alone to bring light to the world. Women, with their capacity for compassion and self-sacrifice, their courage and perseverance, have done much to dissipate the darkness of intolerance and hate, suffering and despair. For her living example of the Buddhist principles of peaceful conflict resolution, nonviolence, and equanimity in the face of suffering and injustice, she is awarded today as an outstanding woman in Buddhism." Mechi Arun Petturai of Thailand. Mechi Arun grew up in a family of 7 sisters and brothers and studied up to high school level while working on her family's farm. In 1959, she began to study the Dhamma and ordained as a Mechi in order to learn further about the Buddhist teachings. She specialized in Vinaya and Abhidhamma. Mechi Arun has dedicated her life to promoting the status of Mechis in Thailand and served as the secretary of the Thai Mechi Institute from 1981 to 1993. She helped establish centers for Mechis in Pasang and Nakhon Sawan in the north, Nong Bua Lampu and Phetchabun in the northeast, Utapao and Rayong in the east, and Rajabari, Phetchaburi, Hua Hin, and Suphanburi in central Thailand. Mechi Arun organized and led Tudong practices for the king's 60th birthday. 134 people walked for 5 days, from Pak Tao Rajabari to Puttamanthon, Nakhon Pathom. For the Queen's 60th birthday, she organized a Tudong practice of 60 people who walked for 9 days from Pasang to the top of Doi In Sutep mountain in Chiang Mai. Mechi Arun was the editor of the Thai Mechi Journal from 1984 to 1994 and has been an invited speaker for many projects to support Buddhist women up to the present. Mechi Arun is known for being earnest and sincere. Sopa Loha Kachornpan, Thailand. Sopa Loha Kachornpan was born in 1948 in Nakhon Si Thammarat, southern Thailand. She was the sixth of 9 children, and her parents were loving and compassionate. These seeds of good parenting and a happy home environment instilled in Sopa Loha Kachornpan a respect for education. She worked diligently and earned her BA and MA in education abroad in the Philippines at Aranyelo University in 1970 and 1972 respectively. Then she returned home to Thailand to embark on a career in vocational education at the Vocational College of Khon Kaen under the Thai Ministry of Education. Her entrepreneurial talents ripened, and in 1984 she founded her own vocational college, S-Tech, in Tung Song, Nakhon Si Thammarat. Her college received Excellence in Vocational Education Awards in 1994 and 1999 by Her Royal Highness the Princess of Thailand, Somdet Pratap Ratanaraja Sudha Sayambarom Rajagumari. Her quest for excellence in education inspired her to continue, and in 2001 she opened a Bachelor of Arts higher educational institution, Southern College of Technology, which has 5 faculties and 12 fields of study to prepare Thailand's future leaders. By 2006, she intends for SCT to become a university with increased faculties and fields of study. She serves as the Vice President of Administration and emphasizes good practical skills, solid knowledge, and strong moral values in her students and staff. Next, Sopa Loha Kachornpan watered the good seeds from her youth and opened a nursery and elementary school named Tantiwatra School in 2004, which is progressive and uses a child-centered learning approach. The motto of children at Tantiwatra School is to strive to be a good person, a bright person, a brave person, and a lovely person. Achan Sopa Loha Kachornpan's successes are based upon her positive attitude, simple lifestyle, and composed manner. She exemplifies the Buddhist teaching of right livelihood and manages her educational institutions with metta, loving kindness, and uses Dhamma in making decisions. Her philosophy is, do your best today, make today the best day. Sister Jotika Hermsen of the Netherlands. Sister Jotika Hermsen of the Netherlands shares the Dhamma of love, joy, compassion, and hope on TV, radio, and at her temple in Amsterdam. A Christian nun of 25 years and professor of women's studies, Sister Jotika ordained as a Buddhist seminary after meeting Bhikkhu Metta Vihari. Sister Jotika travels regularly to Myanmar and is a recognized meditation master. She is also the abbess of Amsterdam's Buddha Vihara Temple, a position which she has enjoyed for the past 12 years. Her efforts to propagate Buddhism in the Netherlands are well recognized by the Dutch Buddhist community, and she is a real pioneering Theravada Buddhist nun, wise, insightful, and spry for a woman in her 70s. Sister Jotika is dearly beloved as her followers write, I hardly ever met an important woman who is so humble, kind, with a soft, gentle voice and endless patience with all the people who come and still come to consult her. Amidst the allures of city life in Amsterdam, Sister Jotika offers Buddhist meditation and wise counsel, particularly for women of high position in society. Her commitment to women is long-standing. Sister Jotika is currently training Dutch Vipassana meditation teachers. Dr. Suimon Pukprayun of Thailand. Dr. Suimon Pukprayun began as a teacher in private schools in Thailand for 9 years. Then she was appointed by the Ministry of Education as the Special Education Supervisor for public schools. She served this role for 30 years. She participated in special education seminars in Thailand, Pakistan, and Japan. She pioneered teaching autistic children, hearing-impaired children, and children with speech impediments, and traveled to Singapore and Australia to acquire new skills to meet their needs. In Songkhla and Chonburi, She served as the principal for schools for hearing impaired children and designed books and exercises to teach them Thai language. These books were the first for Thailand and served as a model for other schools. Dr. Suimon also developed work apprenticeship programs for these youth. Later, as a guidance teacher in Bangkok, she taught children with behavioral and emotional challenges and authored First Step, which describes her experiences and guides others to assist youth in need. After her retirement, she served as an English teacher in the School for Youth who are differently abled and later taught at Mahidol University's College for the Blind. Currently, she works with juvenile delinquent teenage boys who are in custody. She counsels and engages the young men in work therapy. Wherever Dr. Suimon worked, she encouraged students and teachers to plant trees and gardens, a spiritual practice for herself and others. She believes that good and beautiful surroundings for children foster healthy minds and good behaviors. Dr. Suimon devoted her life to pilot projects in natural resources and human resource development in all the communities she lived in and shared with.